Hello, this is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13, and today I've got Joshua's 2019 Honda CRV in the shop. The outer door skin now has a layer and a half of Singer Roadkill. Here's the other door with the outer door skin wired. As you can see, I've done RGB wiring with plugs for the RGB illumination. That's going to be illuminating that like door cup holder thing. This is going to be illuminated as well, so that goes down and through the factory wiring, and then this is for the puddle light down there. And so all of that goes through the factory boot into the inside of the vehicle, as well as installing these illuminated sill plates here. And now the inner door skin is done, and you can see that the only plugs that are accessible now are the ones that we need, those two tweeter, RGB accent, and puddle lights. Alright. Now here's a front door that is fully deadened on the outer door skin, and the driver's side door that is fully sound deadened on the outer door skin with Stinger Roadkill. And now the inner door skins on the front doors have a nice healthy coating of Stinger Roadkill Ultimate. Don't worry, I did both sides. Seems to be a weird common pattern that by the time I finish sound deadening a roof to a vehicle, it's always late at night, but I've got a flashlight in here. I can see the amount of sound deadener that I have applied to the ceiling underneath the headliner, which is right over there, by the way. I used the Stinger Roadkill Ultimate for, I'd say, 85% of it. Obviously, that's the foam back stuff all there. And then I used the Stinger Roadkill basically to fill in the sections all around. And if you're gonna ask me my logic to that, the Roadkill Ultimate is a really good material, and I prefer it for ceiling applications underneath the headliner. But if I'm gonna be completely honest, cutting it to complex shapes, or really just cutting it in general, is kind of a pain in the butt. So I really only prefer using it in full uncut sheets. And since this job wasn't like extreme sound deadening, we were basically just going for noise reduction so that you can enjoy the drive a little bit more. I decided to use the full sheets. I got 3 full sheets in there, and then all of the tiny spots I used the normal material, and I could fill in that area like so. I was just kind of, I guess if anything, feeling lazy, but the official terminology for lazy from a business sense is economical. And this is also a really fine example. I get asked fairly frequently what I do for sound deadening when there's a sunroof. Well, the answer is I remove the sunroof. It does always come out. It is a little dangerous to do by yourself though, so be aware that if you're ever going to take out a sunroof, you should have a second person handy. It makes it a hell of a lot easier. But also something else to note is that no matter how much sound deadening you do to the roof, now your sunroof is going to be the weak link as far as wind noise and rain noise goes. It's going to be that glass material as well as the gasket around the sunroof itself. That being said, glass isn't exactly very thin, and there is that air gap, and then there's the actual sun visor cover thing that goes over it, so it's usually not that big a deal, but all of this definitely makes a huge difference, especially with the audio inside of a vehicle, because roofs are just so flimsy and flexible, and now it's really solid, and that makes me happy. Okay, I have officially finished sound deadening the interior of this vehicle. As you can see, I pretty much just covered any available section with the Stinger Roadkill sound damping material. This CRV is actually a much larger vehicle than I had originally anticipated, so there is quite a bit of material in here. As you can see, there's still a ton of wiring that's just loosely run that came out of the doors, and that is what I'm going to be doing all day today, running all those wires and hooking up all the new equipment that we're adding into this vehicle, and then I'm going to put in the carpet and then reassemble the interior. So this is a really fun first step for making a vehicle nice and quiet and more enjoyable while driving, but is also super beneficial if I'm adding a lot of aftermarket equipment, because it allows me to run everything with the factory wiring loom, and that is going to keep everything nice and tidy and serviceable for the future. And there we are. I am all done sound deadening this vehicle. It's fully reassembled, so as you can tell, it looks just like a normal car. The only difference is now it is much, much quieter. It's really about all I need to say and do on this. Now, pricing will vary widely for sound deadening treatments, depending on good, better, best treatments preferred, as well as the size of the vehicle, obviously, and the complexity of disassembly and reassembly. However, approximate pricing for this build will be in the video description. So if you are local and you are interested in sound deadening treatments, by all means, you can submit a build request via the form on my website, which will also be in the video description, and we can get you into the schedule for that service. Thank you so much for watching. This is 13 with Superior Mobile by 13. You have yourselves a wonderful day. See ya!